Hello everyone, this is Mark here at Gary's Guitars, and I'm going to do a little video about the Fender Pro Jr. The little brother to the Blues Jr., but a very good amp nonetheless. And, in some people's opinion, perhaps better. Okay, so, say hello to my little friend. The Pro Jr. is a little bit smaller than the Blues Jr. by maybe an inch or two, one way or the other. And it also features a 10-inch speaker rather than a 12-inch speaker. It is also considered 15 watts, having two EL84s as the output. Here, and the same roughly the same position they are in the Blues Jr. Preamp. There's no reverb in this amp, and power. It's a preamp splitter power tube. So, what does this mean? So these things cost about $100 less than the Blues Jr. And the Blues Jr. comes with a master volume, a boost switch that it's foot switchable, and onboard spring reverb. So the Pro Jr. has a 10-inch speaker rather than a 12, and it doesn't have those features. And it doesn't have a 3-band EQ. It just has a tone control. So, why would anyone buy this amp? Because, and this is my opinion, but an opinion held by many people, this is a better amp. Tonal wise. It just depends what the sound you're going for is. So, you'll see the top here. There's a volume and a tone input. Just like an old amplifier from the 50s or 60s. Very simple. And that means you get a very simple circuit in here, which means there's less between the input and the speaker, and a more pure tone. So, if you like to play through a pedal board, like many people do, you can have effects there. You can have a 10-band EQ, or at least a multi-band EQ, if you don't like the tone control. I love the simplicity of this amp, and I'll say, as I've said before here, I'm an amp snob. I've owned several, I own about 19, I think I counted last, vintage amplifiers, and a Pro Jr. This is one of the only contemporary amplifiers I own. It just sounds good. It's super light for a tube amp. Compact, easy to bring to the gig, fits on the stage. 15 watts, as loud as the Blues Jr., if not louder. I often play with this thing on 3 or 4 with a band on stage with a drummer, and just volume and tone, and it's a great sound. And you just use your pedals for your reverb and your effects and equalization if you need it, channel switching, boosting. Pure tone, simple circuit. A lot of my favorite amps happen to have that. That's why people love the Bassman for guitar. It's a real simple circuit. It's the same power tubes and probably the same output transformer as on the, let's see, the Super Reverb. Is it also 4 ohms? Yeah. No, the Super Reverb might be 2 ohms, but essentially other Fender amps that have reverb and tremolo and all that, they're very similar, but the Bassman just being power and that's it. No signal is drawn off to run reverb or tremolo. There's just something to that. So this one comes in tweed, but they come in a few different looks. This is edition 4, which is the latest edition. I've also owned an edition 2, which sounds distinctly different. This one, I would say, is a little less of the low-end warmth and a little more chimey. And then the earlier version, a little more low-end warmth. Let's see, what else should I tell you about this amp? Street price right now, at the time of making this video, is $4.99 for a tube amp made in North America. I believe it's made in Mexico, but nonetheless, made in North America. So it's got a lot going for it. Inexpensive, sounds great. So if you want a Blues, and the Blues Jr. right now is the most popular Fender amp. And if you want a Blues Jr., there's nothing wrong with that. Sounds great, looks great, plays great, built-in spring reverb, can't beat it. This, however, I just want to say good things about because the Pro Jr. is my favorite contemporary Fender amp. It's a tone monster. Check it out. We have it here at Gary's Guitars, or check it out anywhere you can. And hope you found this video interesting and informative. You can like, subscribe, and all that doop-a-doop-a-doop-bop-bop-bop stuff. And check us out on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Find us and make contact. And we'll see you soon. Thanks.